Wherever the sun travels around this constellational idea, some people call it the Mazzaroth, some people call it the zodiac. We're just calling it each constellation a time clock. So right now, we've got a few years, as they say. Every 11.2 years, if my hand was the sun, every 11.2 years, the sun does a flip. Did you know that? If you look it up, you'll just be amazed, because it's not on the front of CNN. You won't see it anywhere, because that would be one of the biggest phenomena on the front page. Is every 11.2 years, our sun, 860,000 miles wide, 93 million miles from us, actually reverses its polarity, magnetic repolarization. And in 22.4 years, it makes one complete cycle. So the cycle is a sine wave. Everything in nature runs on a sine wave. And everything in nature, as you'll notice, the way Nikola Tesla and a lot of people were playing with energy, runs off a direct current battery. So when we really see that there's actually a lot to reveal, the constellation of the new age, as some people call it, is called the, remember that song? The Age of Aquarius? Yeah, it's got some good sound to it. The Age of Aquarius. It's a 2056-year constellation. Now, we're just ending this Piscean constellation, the Age of Duality. Didn't you do a lot lately? Duality, D-O. And of course you'll notice that if the secrets are not revealed right now, you're going to have a lot of duality, D-U, a lot of fighting, a lot of bickering, a lot of scarcity. So in order for us to be able, like Brent was talking, you want to get sustainability, then you must reveal the secrets. Oh yes, the secrets of the societies know how to make free energy. Sure they do. All you got to do is look at some scholars like Nikola Tesla, Wilhelm Reich, Townsend Brown, Royal Rife, different people that were playing with the ethereal energy. Ethereal. It's invisible energy. So the invisible energy at this time right now is actually, again, as Brent was saying, you're now wanting to see what others very previously, just a few years ago, couldn't see if they wanted to. Remember, you can't feel magnetism, but it's around you. And where we're traveling now in the galaxy is a very special place. Does anybody know where the sun is traveling right now? It's traveling very quickly. Very quickly. And we're not being pushed, we're being pulled. Okay, where's the sun traveling right now?
It's traveling into basically the galactic equator.
Ah, we've got some scholars in the house here.
And Sagittarius is coming at us.
Okay, so let's look at the sun. The sun doesn't just travel anywhere. It travels very precise. It's called the precision of the equinoxes. You ever heard of that? The precision, because it's precise. And this sun, the S-U-N of God, to me, remember, we're talking cosmos. We're not talking terrestrial here. So if you really want to know the big question, and this is the biggest question that anybody can ever ask you, who runs the show? Who runs the show? You know who runs the show in your house. You know who runs the show sometimes in these counties and cities, because there's a lot of red tape there, there's a lot of business, a lot of sinning. But who runs the show, really runs the show? Remember, the Galactic Center, GC, runs the show. So, there's this symbology again, and I'm going to jump around a little bit here and there because, remember, this is a multi-fractional, multi-dimensional system. There is no straight line here. There is not a river you can show me that runs straight. And if it does, please show me. You're on Hawaii here. Go down those creeks in Hamakua and check it out. It winds like a snake, doesn't it? There are no straight lines in nature. The only things that we see, like this theater, it's a box. Wasn't made by an architect, was it? An architect studies arches. Okay? So we can see how if you really follow nature and comprehend nature, there was a guy named Victor Schauberger. Anybody familiar with this character? Victor Schauberger. Okay? I see a couple of heads shaking. Victor Schauberger was Well, studying what's called implosion. Not explosion, but implosion. And implosion is, well, if you start studying, you'll find out that there's all the energy you want right at your fingertips. And oh, are you going to get in trouble? Nikola Tesla, Wilhelm Reich. It's called subtle energy. It's around us all over the place. Hurricanes, tornadoes, the galaxy. Everything follows this movement. Helical, conical, spherical, and rotational. 4 movements. So if you really look and see how a wormhole, because that's what we're getting to again, we're going to go right back to the galactic center. What is it? It's a giant wormhole, isn't it? When you see sunspots on the sun, and right now, well, the sun has had 300 days of the deepest solar minimums ever been witnessed ever by our civilization. And we know that nature is really cool because it actually is very balanced until we start playing with it. So if there's a deep minimum in the solar cycle, and the next solar cycle, if you look it up, is called Solar Cycle 24. Very important for you to be able to see. Remember, this is a revealing. Reveal the secrets, and you will have peace. Sustainability, remember, has always been at our fingertips, but business has actually been slowing down the secrets from getting out to the general public. Why do you go to work? Because you like to? Huh. I think you go to work to be able to pay for the things we don't know how to do. Flip a light switch on. Where does the power come from here? I don't know. I go to work, I pay some money, and it's magic. And when you flush your toilet, if you're in a traditional city, where does it go? It doesn't matter. It goes, just disappears. I pay my bill every month, and it's gone. And when you go to the store, Vaughn's, Costco, or, remember, we're talking about traditional systems here, because most of the people are running traditional. Of course, in Hawaii, that's why I'm here, is because there's people here that want to become more human. They're not in the spell of the Matrix. They come here for a reason. They come here to grow. So, like I said, jumping around here is very important because I'm really here just to ignite the big picture. The big picture is that we as a species right now are waking up from a sleep that we didn't even know we were in. And wow, is that scary. Okay? Look at consciousness as this revealing. If I can only see with a slit like a horse that's dragging a buggy, why do you put blinders on a horse? Because I don't want it to look around. I just want it to do what it's supposed to do. And that's the position we have been on the last 2,000 years. In a little while, I'm going to have Rabian talk about a few things here about some of these tunes, because right now we are stepping into a tune that actually we have never stepped into before, at least our carnation. Remember, everything is rising to the occasion. Everything is being stepped up in frequency. And all we have to do is actually enjoy the ride and hang on to its tune. So this is the reason being why, and I'm going to jump now over here, is I came up with Earth Shift Products. Earth Shift Products is a wholesale superfoods company. And people go, what's superfoods? Those are different than simple foods. They're highly mineralized, they're heirloom, not genetically modified. We were talking about agriculture before and different things. Now we're going to talk about, remember, let's get back to nature. Stay away from the perversion of science. And remember, the perversion of science is the opposite of implosion. It's called explosion. And we explode bloody well everything, don't we? Drove here, didn't you? You exploded fuel just to get here. And you went hunting, you exploded a bullet. Everything is run on either an external force or nature as it runs on an internal force. So once we find out that all the energy we want at our fingertips is in the void, you want to play around with things in vacuum. I used to a lot. And once you find out that it's there, then you want to wake up others to be able to say, look what because I didn't find this out, this has been going over and over and over again. Again, I heard someone say, Nikola Tesla, why are not we using this system of his? He didn't figure it out, remember? You really think your mind is what you think it is? It's a transducer. And a lot of the thoughts, the ideas, the disciplines that we have, it's because we, as a species, it's a weird system here. Remember, who breathes you right now? You? Do you really, really think you're breathing? Everybody at the same time, take a deep breath. Watch. Okay, so take a deep breath. And when you do this, you'll find out that's you. Remember, we're multidimensional and multifractional. So this is going to get a little bizarre, but it's actually, remember, you own one of these machines. And at this time, we want to know what it is and how to grow it to become more human. So, once we find out that right now is the time that we've been waiting for, you've been hearing about this for a long time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. It's got a nice cliche to it. We are the ones we've been waiting for.